mentality. In a culture like this, I was going to say something. I lost my train of thought. Men, you are not just an African man. You are a child of God. And so when you're functioning with love, you will understand when the context change. In Nigeria, maybe you had 2 house helps. Now there is no help. You cannot now be saying, I'm the man in the house. I cannot, you will clean, oh. You will clean. Because, again, Jesus is your standard. And Jesus had no problem washing his disciples' feet. That is the biblical standard of leadership. Come on, are you getting what I'm saying? And I tell you one thing for sure. If you lead the Bible way, submission will be easy. I like, even ladies who have a problem with submission don't realize that they want submission. Should I prove it to you? Can I prove it to you in a few seconds? Imagine a guy wants to take you out on a date. He says, sorry, are you free? Can we go on a date? And you say, yes, why not? He now says, okay, when? When do you want to go? You say, anytime. And I say, okay, Tuesday, Abi. All right, where do you want to go? Guys, are you listening to their response? But just imagine he calls you. He says, there's a delivery guy at your door. Guys, no say, I know help you. There's a delivery guy at your door. You open, it's a box. It's a beautiful red dress. And 2 invites or something. Dinner reservation. Did you hear the way they screamed? So listen. Subconsciously, ladies don't want to take initiative in the relationship. So what they are against are the abuses. Most ladies actually like leadership. In fact, if they're in a relationship and they don't see leadership, they'll be annoyed. What is the vision of this marriage? Where are we going? You see what I'm saying? So they like it. And so if you lead the Bible way, constantly laying down your life for your family, they can see it. Oh my God. You will appreciate the response. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so 2 people outdoing each other. Please. You know what? I'm just going to end here because you don't need much more information. You need action. I'm a doer of the word. Say, I'm a doer of the word. Are you going to practice these things? Yes, see, there are some muscles you must develop if you're going to be ready for marriage. Some muscles you must develop. See, if you don't start practicing forgiveness now as a single person, it will affect you in future. Because you have to understand the only difference between the love in marriage and platonic love in relationships is the romantic aspect. So, forgiveness, you have to learn to practice forgiveness generally. And when you're doing it, just realize it's a muscle you are developing for the future. Start practicing all those things. Please, are you listening to me? Learn to treat people with respect, even people who don't deserve it. There's a teaching I'm going to do in February, and I'm picking some lessons from one book. The name is I'm titling it, How to Hug a Porcupine, How to Love Difficult People. Do you know it's something you must learn? If you don't know it, even in your career, you will have a lot of problems. Just imagine you think you must like everybody that you want to do business with. There are some good things you will miss. So please, practice. Practice. And as I would end with what I call the best marriage advice. The best marriage advice. It is not love your friend. It's not marry your friend, as important as that may be. I I believe the most important marriage advice, especially for a believer, is this. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lusts of the flesh. It says, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, gentleness, patience. Sometimes, just to get people to think, I ask them, what are the ingredients of a good marriage? And they say, oh, peace. I just want peace. Okay, what else? Oh, I just want love. Oh, I just want a gentle partner. And then I tell them, do you realize you're mentioning the fruits of the Spirit? Walking in the Spirit will save your marriage. This is one aspect where your spirituality directly impacts the outcomes of your life. And some people will say, oh, what about the pastors or the serious Christians that have problems in their marriage? Oh, you think because they have a high office, they are walking in the Spirit? You'll be amazed. You can be high in office and not be doing this. Because the Word of God gives you an assurance. If you walk in the Spirit, you will not fulfill the lusts of the flesh. And what are the lusts of the flesh? Go and look at them. They directly impact marriage. All of them. And so, the reason this is very important is because in all the other intelligent books that you can read, and you can tell that I read wide, I read philosophical materials and, psychological materials. But you see, the Word of God has an advantage. Because in all these books, love is an emotion. But now, there is another source of love for the believer. Love is a fruit of the Spirit. An evidence of the Spirit's influence. It's not an emotion. There is a love that is higher than an emotion. There is a love that does not originate from your mind. It originates from your spirit. Come on, are you getting that? Originates from your spirit. The evidence of the Spirit's influence is telling you that when you walk in the Spirit, you can generate love from a source that is beyond emotions. Do you believe this? The example I always like to give. I'll give 2 examples. This is the last point and I'm rounding off. Do you know that it is very difficult, almost impossible, to hold hands and pray with someone that you are angry at? Think about it. When you're angry at you are wired to avoid contact with someone that you don't like. I always use ladies to prove this. Ladies, if they don't like you, they don't want you touching them at all. Is that true? Don't even put hand on my shoulder. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now, these are some of the signs to watch out for. These are some of the signs to watch out for. If you deliberately put a structure of prayer, devotional prayer, we will hold hands and pray. It is akin to that vision I told you earlier of the devil trying to build a sandcastle and you destroying it. So that is a structure that can make sure the wrong thing will not brew for long. Walk in the Spirit. When you pray and you hit a gusher, it is very hard to nurse animosity in that realm. Very hard. To come down and say, my friend, don't talk to me like that. It's hard. Walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Do you believe this? Yes, my final word to you. Break generational curses in your life. Not just by understanding believers' authority, not just by prayer, but by deliberate action. See, make up your mind you will not repeat the errors of your generation. Make up your mind. I will love my partner. I will raise healthy children. Come on, are you with me? Yes, be determined. Because if you are not careful, the same things that affected you, you will pass it on. Be